Hello everyone, welcome to another card opening here on Simon's Card Hoard, and today we're going to be opening something special. Collector boosters for Murders at Karlov Manor. Because unlike Final Fantasy collector boosters, they're actually, I wouldn't call them cheap, especially for what they are. But affordable is also not the right word. They are not as pricey. Let's call it that. And without further ado, let's see what we get in the 12 packs. But a Karlov Manors, a set that I think will be more popular in the future. If we look back, we have a Krankos Bus Crusher. And we have, I don't remember what it was, it's like a weird newspaper thingy, Niv Mizzet Guild Pact. For the commander card we get a Panoptic Projector, that's quite nice. An X-Bane Ferox, and very lovely hit, a Delny Streetwise Lookout. Of course, in the set we have the new surveillance, which are great. Very great, actually. It's also quite surprising that we got all of them in one set. So yeah, we have a ley line of the Guild Pact, an Officious Interrogation, a Copy Catchers, an Illicit Masquerade, Assassin's Trophy was a nice reprint, and that's probably it here. Of course, we might get some Slimes Against Humanity, but there's not a lot of common slots in collector boosters, so I wouldn't bank on it. We have an Aurelia, the Law Above. We have an Alkist Proft, Master Sleuth, who's trying to figure out the case. That's a decent pickup. Havoc Eater goes very well with the Terra from the Final Fantasy precons. Another Krankos Bus Crusher. A Case of the Crimson Pulse. And that should be it here. Of course, we're going through everything if we see something interesting. There's also a very weird treatment, the invisible ink treatment. Let's see if we get one, then I can show you. We have an Assemble the Players. That's what we're talking about. One of the Surveillance, Elegant, Parlor. We have a Duskana, the Rage Mother. An Undergrowth Recon, also a card which is going to be very loved. A Forensic Gadgeteer. I mean, technically it's probably currently already very popular. And that's it here. On to the next one we go. And I actually have more than one box, so I look forward to the future. We have an Assassin's Trophy, Assemble the Players, a Charnel Serenade, Relive the Past, a Judith Carnage Connoisseur, and that should be it here. No Slime Against Humanity. On to the next one we go. We start off with a Hunted Bone Brute, a Yaros Roar of the Old Gods, a Serene Sleuth, another Hunted Bone Brute, a Relive the Past, and Demand Answer is of course always nice to have. So is Aftermath Analyst. Such a great enabler in landfall. on to the next one we go. Let's see what we get. We get a Rakdos, Patron of Chaos, in the Invisible Ink treatment. I'm not sure how well the camera captures it, but I think you can see it. So there's a little wing, and it's also extended, as well as some chains here. And then the name also has like a little bit of extension. It's a rather weird treatment, but yeah. Main problem for me is that it's of course on top of a weird newspaper treatment, which I'm not such a fan of. We have a homicide investigator, but some of those cards actually have very pretty art. Then we have Morska Undersea Sleuth from the Precon, Pyrotechnic Performer, a Sharp-Eyed Rookie, and then that should be it pretty much. Yep. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we get. We get a World Souls Rage. We get a Kellan Inquisitive Prodigy. Trouble in Pairs. Yes. That's a very good hit. I think it's almost the price of the Precon it's in. So better get the Precon instead of hoping to pull from collector boosters. We have a Coveted Falcon. We have a Lasaf, Bearer of Faces, and that should also be it here. But we have a Slime Against Humanity. Very nice. Moving on to the next one. We have an Unstruck, the Quake Mole in the news treatment, which story-wise, he broke out. Then they put them back in to the prison. We have a Conspiracy Unraveler, a Veiled Ascension, also nice to have, an Archdruid's Charm, a Pyrotechnic Performer, and that should be it here as well, unless we encounter something interesting, which we don't. And we're down to 3 packs. So far very light on surveillance. That makes me sad. We have another Yaros. We have a Kylox, Visionary Inventor. If I recall correctly, he was accidentally murdered during the storyline. A Print Lifter Ooze, an Ill-Timed Explosion, an Underground Mortuary. Very nice. That's a surveillant. I will take that. And then nothing interesting in the back. Second to last pack. Let's see what we get. A Steam Core Scholar. A Shadowy Backstreet. Yes. Getting a surveillant, always nice. We have Feather Redeemed Arbiter, a Deadly Cover-Up. Look at that art. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it lovely? Yes, it is. We have Officious Interrogation, and that should be it here as well. Nothing special. Moving on to the final pack. Let's see what we get. We get another Officious Interrogation, a Wojciech Investigator. Look at that art. Compared to the original, that's just lovely. We have a Bolt Bender, very nice pickup, a Steam Core Scholar, Illicit Masquerade, and that should be it here as well. But of course, we check everything. And that's been the collector box. So, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. and I shall be seeing you at the next one.